From the ground to his massive shoulders, the English Shire generally measures a few inches short of 6 feet. Considering that he weighs around a ton and pounds along on feet as big as soup plates, the Shire is a surprisingly sensitive animal. He has a great loyalty to the person who cares for him and genuinely wants to please at all times. The Shire has been the close working companion of the British farmer for centuries. Most ploughmen talked to their teams all day long, and you could see the horses respond to this. The standard for ploughing was an acre a day for a team of a man and 2 horses, and several teams at a time worked the same field. Some farmers paid an extra penny an acre for good ploughing. In addition to his strength, the Shire has the stamina to work from dawn to dusk without complaint. The men who shared the day's toil with the Shires developed a very special relationship with them. Unhappily for the horses, this state of affairs was not to last. For a new invention came on the scene, bearing the name of Ferguson. Almost to a man, the farmers of Britain opened their gates to the ugly, noisy, but more efficient tractor, and turned out the Shire and his brethren. The slaughter of the Shire horse, it is estimated, reached 100,000 a year at its height, and this lovely animal practically slid into oblivion. Obediently and trustingly, they plodded into the knacker's yard and waited for the poleaxe to slam down. The thud of a ton of horseflesh hitting the ground echoed throughout Britain. Some were temporarily spared this fate, the ones that could be used for special work, like the barge horses. These were a smaller horse than the ones used on the farm, so that the canal bridges could be negotiated. For the lucky ones, there was still this close relationship with the men who worked them, but all too often there was great cruelty. As on the farm, the barge horse was gradually replaced by the engine. But what is the position of the heavy horse at the present time? In a most unlikely place, a modern industrial estate in Lichfield, the National Coal Board have their Shire horse stables.
Well, we use horses basically for public relations and also for advertising, but in the winter, from November to March, according to how cold the winter is, we use them for working because we find them much more economical for working than motor vehicles. And there are places where the horses can go where the motor vehicles can't go.
Under these ideal conditions, the horses are provided with a balanced diet and clean, dry living quarters. The same relationship exists today as in the past, and great affection is shown to the horses by the stable girls.
They're very good and very gentle to work with. The girls, well, anybody who works with them seems to prefer them to motor vehicles. I know you're outside working in the snow and what have you, but I don't think we'd swap the horses for the motor vehicle. And of course they are becoming more and more popular every day. A lot of the firms, a lot of the breweries in London have done costing out, and they find out that it's much cheaper to use horses. Plus people would rather see horses on the street. You can talk to a horse, you can't talk to a motor vehicle. Well, you can, but you don't get any response out of it. This horse here would be about 18,500 weight, but he hasn't finished growing yet. He's got a fair bit to go yet. By the time he's ready, he'll be weighing near half a ton.
The biggest horse in England. He's 19.5 hands. He doesn't do many shows. The main one he does is the Royal of England at Stoneleigh.
We only have 2 ton behind each horse, so as if you have a pair going out, a pair of horses with a dray, the most you have is 4 ton behind them.
As the horses aren't out in the open fields, it's the girls' job to exercise them for up to 2 hours a day when they're not actually working. So some take out a dray round Lichfield itself.
Yes, the traffic are very good to us. We of course thank them every time they do, just to keep the goodwill and good spirit between everybody. We've had 1 or 2 complaints that were in the Mercury, but then there was letters answering back saying that they'd rather have a few holders because everybody likes the horses.
A popular event which carries on year after year is the ploughing match. The only difference now is that in the next field, massive tractors are also competing with one another, so it isn't quite as tranquil as in the past.
With it being a bit heavy today, we're leading them so as they're not jumping out and putting kinks in the ploughing. That's the main reason for leading them, really. With them being a bit smaller, they have to work a bit harder as well.
Here, quality ploughing is the name of the game, and there is keen and friendly competition among the ploughmen.
Oh no, I'm not going to make any predictions.
Such is the popularity of the ploughing match that many schools arrange trips so that the children may watch horses working.
We don't often see such things in the inner city, so we brought them so that they can look at the horses and learn a little, we hope. We have talked about wheat, we've talked about making bread, we've even made bread, but I don't think they knew quite all that's involved in growing the wheat, so we brought them to show them.
Competitors have travelled from all over England to match their skills with one another.
These 2 horses just come off horse-drawn bus on the Worthing front, so I'm expecting them to be a little bit flighty today. But they're good, really. They're very good with traffic. We did a bus service from Baker Street Station to the zoo for 12 weeks, and that was in height of the traffic along Marylebone Road.
Can you drive them?
Yes, if you like. Yes? Yes, very pleased.
Steady on. Steady on.
Some ploughmen use a single horse for the final furrow to give a cleaner finish.
Oh.
Well, different people got different ways of finishing, you see. Down our way, we'd bring it out as far as you can, and then should have your right measurements there. And then when you come to your last little bit of comb, turn that wheel inside out, bring it in here, and you should be right. The tool that I usually plough with are more the type of those greys up there, not so big, you know. But these are the Sun's pair, these are really.
Peterborough Agricultural Show continues to be a major event where all kinds of horses are shown, and heavy horses are well represented. Dray horses, as well as promoting different trade names, compete for the award for the best turnout.
Known to pull 28 tons from a dead start, and there is a record of the team of 4 pulling 50 tons. The judge would have looked at the action of his horses very much.
So the wheel has now turned a complete circle. Thanks to the many breeders who had the foresight to keep a bloodstock strain going during the massive decline of the heavy horse, England is now able to export horses to all parts of the world, and the future of these magnificent animals is assured.